Good evening, everybody, or good afternoon, good morning, wherever it is where you're watching this, or whenever you are watching this. Yes, so that's fun, isn't it? We have just heard, you may have just heard, the debut of the Czech Republic song for Eurovision 2021, Benny Cristo with Omaga. Yeah, that was really fun. First of all, hello, welcome to the stream. Hope you are all having a really good day. It is pancake day here in the UK, so I have had far too much pancake. I've had far too much Nutella, so if I'm a bit hyper, I do apologise. And maple syrup, always maple syrup. Yes, so today's stream I'm going to be talking about Czech Republic, obviously, because we've just heard it. Croatia, because that was Saturday? Yeah, it's Tuesday now. It was Saturday. And going to talk a bit about Dora as well, just the general field. And then obviously we've got Melodifestivalen from the weekend. And then anything else, really, that comes up. We will see how we go. If you haven't seen the previous stream or any of the previous videos, just a little bit of word about how it's going to work. I explained this in the last video, but I know not everybody will always pay attention and they might have skipped through because I gave handy little timestamps. The plan going forward is that I'm going to keep on doing these streams. And I'm gonna cut down the bits where I talk about each country and then upload those as separate videos as well. So you can either stay and watch the whole stream if you want, and you can watch along and chat live if you are, or you can come back and watch them later and leave comments, or you can just watch individual videos. It's entirely up to you. That's the choice. Hopefully lighting and stuff and sound is all okay. It is the first time I'm streaming when it's dark outside, so I think I've got it right. It looks kind of okay here. There's a bit of a shadow, but we'll learn and we'll evaluate as we go along. So, Eurovision 2021, we now have our next song. It is the Czech Republic, Benny Cristo with Omaga. We have now got the music video. It did leak earlier on today, which was unfortunate. I think it's probably one of those things where, as per usual, like different time zones and things like that kind of cause a problem. But yes, we now have it officially out, official release, and I guess first initial reaction is, wow, that is fun. That is a bop. It is really, really fun. It's definitely like a summery like dance song. If anything, if I had to say one thing about it, it's like it really makes me wish that I could go into a club and they played Eurovision songs and I could dance and sing along like a lunatic to that, because yeah, that's really what it makes you feel. And I think it's just so happy and fun, and yeah, exactly what I think we need for Eurovision this year. And also just, it's a generally really good song. I was never a huge fan of K-Mama, Benny's song for Eurovision 2020. It kind of grew on me after a little bit of time, but initially I was definitely in the camp where I was like, what is this? This is like definitely not up there. And I feel like that happens a lot with the Czech Republic at Eurovision. Like everybody hated Lake Malawi until it got to Eurovision, and everybody then was like, oh, actually Friend of a Friend is really fun, and it's really good. And then I think K-Mama, probably the same thing was going to happen. And it did grow on me. It had the issue with like 50,000 revamps and all that business that happened with it. But I think Benny has hit it out of the gate just straight away here. That was a really bad mixed metaphor. Out of the park and not... You know what I mean? Out of the gate, out of the park. Same thing, kind of, right? He's done a very good initial job. There we go. Yeah, that is a lot of fun. And yeah, that initial other thoughts. Is it a Eurovision? I'm going to be interested to see how they put it on stage, is what I'll say. It doesn't feel like an immediate song where I can picture how you would stage it. At least with Mikolas, Josef, Lie to Me, like they always had like a theme, like you could see in the music video how it might end up being staged. And Friend of a Friend was always going to be mainly about Albert, I feel like, the lead singer of Lake Malawi. But this one, I mean, the music video is fun. I like, we've all been stuck in watching TV shows for the last year of our lives, pretty much. So playing on that is actually quite fun. I liked that. But it does, they're not going to be able to reference The Simpsons on stage, is what I'll say. So, yeah, interested to see how that plays across live. But Benny is a really good performer. Like, you can see that in some of the other things he does. He has that charisma. He's very likable. You can see that across his social media. Like, he really cares, which is a very nice thing to see. I made a few other notes. The notepad is back, guys. It's here. What did I say? I did say, and I mean this in a good way, it's LMFAO meets 303 in 2021, but better. Is kind of the wording. And it's not a copy of anything. Like, I can't think of a song really that sounds like that's out currently. And it feels like, in a way, it's predicting the trend. Like, I feel a lot of songs in 2020 were kind of a bit downbeat and downcast, and I understand why. But at the same time, I feel like we're going to hopefully have some more fun, happy songs coming this year because we need it. So yeah, maybe that will play into his advantage. Other things, yeah, it is just like another great Czech Republic song. And it feels like, from my understanding, Eurovision still isn't big in the Czech Republic. I remember they announced Mikolas was going in a 30-second clip on a news program. That was the results of their national final, pretty much. And I feel like they were meant to have a big national final last year, and then it became a web show. So I don't think it's a big thing, but they have been knocking it out of the park really well the last few years. There's that metaphor again. Apparently I like that one. Yeah, very impressive. And hopefully I could see this doing well at Eurovision. It feels modern. It feels like something that a jury would appreciate. I think it would do really well on the televote. This could be a hit. It feels like a ready-made summer hit around Europe. And if you didn't know that it was a Eurovision song, you wouldn't think, oh, that's a stereotypical fun, happy Eurovision song. Yeah, so very, very impressive. And like I said, the Czech Republic have been doing really well. Again, it's so early to be able to make predictions. We only have 7 songs? 7? Yeah, and even then, most of them are probably going to be remixed or revamped or changed. Ukraine isn't going to be what we hear now. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you're watching live in the chat. What your thoughts are on K-Mama. I've already got a couple of people. Annie May, I'm guessing that's how you say that. I have a screen here now, by the way, as well. So if you think, why is he looking all over the place? I have a new screen so I can read comments because I'm thinking ahead for the first time. Anyway, it's better than K-Mama and JPB. Right now it's his third place, their third place behind Lithuania and Croatia. Yes, so yeah, I do think it's definitely up there for me. I'm still going on record. I don't dislike any song, or even I like every song we've got so far this year, which very rarely happens that we get this deep in. We've had enough songs selected now. Usually there'd be one you're eh. I would say Albania's probably my lowest ranked one right now, but I know there's going to be a lot of changes still to that, and I expect good things. You always expect good things out of an Albanian revamp. So yes, that is the Czech Republic. So now let us move on to last weekend, where we had national finals, we had Melodi Grand Prix in Norway, we had Melfest, and we had Croatia. So Croatia are sending Albina with Tick-Tock to Eurovision 2021. It is incredibly confusing straight away because Albina and Albania and Tick-Tock makes me think of Maria Yaremchuk. I butchered that pronunciation. Maria Yaremchuk. But I would say this really stands out by itself. And again, it's another one where I like it. I think it was a surprise winner in a way. I didn't hear a lot of hype beforehand about it. I think a lot of the talk going into Dora was Nina Kralic and Bernarda because of colours. And just to touch on Dora in general, again, another really impressive national final. I feel like Dora has been slept on the last couple of years. There's never, I've never watched it, I will be totally honest. I've watched clips back and I've seen some of the big songs. But But yeah, I was very, very impressed. And it felt like on the night, Albina had the best package. She had really good vocals, really good stage presence and stage performance. And the song it is catchy. I will say that having just said that, I find that I get memory hold with it, because anytime I think, oh, Tick-Tock, in my head, I'm just thinking, tick-tock, can you hear me go tick-tock? Like, I'm not thinking the new Tick-Tock. But I realise that as a diehard Eurovision geek, I'm probably just going to be thinking about that one for a little bit of time. It will come into my head eventually, and I'll be able to remember it. Obviously, looking back at Dora, going into it, I was thinking Nina Kralic was by far and away, like, it was that and nothing else, because the 1 minute teaser of Rijeka was so good. And live, Nina, probably the best we've ever heard her live. I mean, Lighthouse, I think she was ill, there were nerves, but it didn't work live at Eurovision. And that was a shame, because Lighthouse probably was my favourite song of the year up until that point. And yeah, unfortunately, once again, they kind of let her down. The outfit didn't help her in 2016, and this time I liked the outfit, didn't really get how it fit with the song. But then she also had people doing like acrobatics on a pole behind her, and they seemed entirely separate, and the camera seemed to focus way more on them. The look going into the teaser was very much like strong, powerful woman, Nina, and her backing singers who looked really great. But in the performance, it just didn't work. It did not come across, which is a real big shame. And I'm glad that she did finish second. Like, hopefully it doesn't put her off and we can have something equally as good. And they finally, like, third time's a charm, hopefully, for Nina. And that they can bring staging and her voice and the song just all together, maybe next year. And it'll be something really amazing. Also, Dora, we had Bernarda with Colours. The story of Colours, I'm pretty certain most Eurovision fans are aware that Colours has floated around for years upon years at this point. I think it initially came up in the Bulgarian selection in 2018. I may be wrong, but that was the first time I remember hearing about that. And then I think it went to Azerbaijan and San Marino and like Malta, maybe even. Like, it had been shopped around so much, and eventually it fell to Bernarda. And oddly, I've never actually heard the song before, which is weird. Like, I think it's one of those where I guess people just assume that if you've been in the Eurovision circle for a while that you have heard some of these songs, but I knew of it, I just never heard it before. So yeah, she performed it well. It was nice. The staging, I mean, obviously there is only so much they could do with the staging. And yeah, I don't know, something just fell flat because the song needs something to lift it up. It reminds me a lot of if you took like the really cool, interesting elements away from Chameleon, you would have Colours. And I do remember, I think there was a rumour at that point that Colours was actually the song Michaela was meant to sing, or everybody thought it was because like the hype had been around Colour, and everybody was like, oh, it's that finally making an appearance. No, it was Chameleon, which was much better. So yeah, all in all, like everybody kind of did really well. If you haven't seen Share the Love from Dora 2021, oh my, you have to watch it back. It is one of my favourite train wreck Eurovision National Final performances in years. So yeah, do try and watch that back. I might try and link it, maybe even in the description of this video, because wow, it was something else. So like, as the other favourites fell away, Albina just sort of like rose up, and yeah, she's a really good performer. Like, I didn't really know. I've gone back and listened to some of her other songs now. Really good performer, like vocally really strong, and obviously like this year at Eurovision, backing vocals will be allowed a little bit more, so she'll be able to have her full dancers. But you could see very easily how they could take that. It will need a little bit of a revamp, maybe here and then, just tightening it up. I really like the full Croatian version, and I think maybe they could lean on that a little bit more. That was something I should have said about Benny Cristo as well. Really like that they have Czech, a little bit of Czech in Omaga, and they have a little bit of Croatian in Tick-Tock at the moment. But I feel like they could do just a touch more. And make it a bit more impactful, really sell some of those moments. She really connects well with the camera, though. Like, she has got a lot of those basic elements that you need and that were missing from some of the other performers. She was nailing those. And if we get a smaller studio version kind of Eurovision, that might suit her. I feel like there was a lot of like moving around left and right around the Dora stage. Maybe if they have to tighten it up a little bit, that might do her better. So yeah, very, very entertaining. Also cool to see Max Cinnamon, who was in Destination Eurovision 2018, one of the best Eurovision national finals of all time, in my opinion. Drink break. He is one of the co-writers of Tick-Tock, which is really cool. I liked his Destination Eurovision song a lot. So, yeah, there's a lot of really strong elements there. I do think it will just need a little bit of work. But we'll see. We'll see. Am I lagging a little bit? I just realised that it looks like I might be lagging. If I am, please do let me know. It says that I haven't dropped frames, so we're going to see. I'll press on and we'll see. If I am, apologies. Technical difficulties. I did think that the power was going to go out on me at one point today, which would have been interesting. Okay, where are we? We are at what is the next thing I'm going to talk about? Melodifestivalen, because that was also this weekend, or last weekend, also this weekend. Melodifestivalen. So, Dora was obviously the big headline name, and Little Tot obviously made it direct to the final. We obviously also saw a few other like big names popping up. Anton Ewald was there. That was fine. New Religion's fun. Better than like his other Melodifestivalen entries is what I would say. And he seems to be growing as a performer. I know he's been away for quite some time, but it was nice to see him back. And yeah, obviously his reprise showed that there might have still been quite a bit of backing vocal going on there. We'll see in the final whether or not he like wants to sing a little bit more. But the bits that it sounded like he was singing were good. Obviously, we have to talk about Rena Rama Ding Dong too, which was wonderful. I have had that stuck in my head almost as much as UK Hun this last few days. I did also have that weird mix of Little Tot and Rena Rama Ding Dong merged into my head on Sunday morning, which was an experience, is what I would say. But obviously, star of the show, Dora. And I loved Bulletproof. I think it ended up being like my second most played song on Spotify last year, according to my like year in review thing. And Little Tot is really interesting. I don't know what, like, the stage show isn't as impactful as Bulletproof. And I think that's a good thing, because if they'd have just done exactly the same thing year on year, that comparison would have just kept on going. I feel like this is different enough that it stands out as its own performance, which is really nice to see. And Dora sounded really good. There were a couple of moments where it wasn't quite there, and I don't get... The second chorus is like its most impactful point, and then going into the third chorus, it feels like either that note that she hits should be higher or longer or more impact. Like, there's just something missing there, is what I would say. But I've been listening to it again, much like I was listening to Bulletproof non-stop after its semi-final last year. I've been listening to Little Tot an awful lot over the last few days. And, you know, I can see it doing well again. Will it be enough? I don't know. I feel like it's much more suitable. Again, it's another one like Tick-Tock where I feel like it's suitable for a smaller studio stage as opposed to the big Eurovision arena. And I think that could be in its favour if it does go. And I don't, you know, whether or not people will think about that. You know, as a Eurovision fan, I'm thinking these things. The Swedish public and the international juries probably aren't thinking that far ahead, let's be honest. Also, little comment here, how wonderful the hosting was with Oscar and Anis Don Demina. Yeah, they were stunning. I mean, the first week, we have to talk about the first week of Melodifestivalen as well, because in the nicest way, it was kind of trash. Like, I watched it and I was like, wow, is this like the best Melodifestivalen can offer this week or this year? Like, Danny Saucedo was back. Dandy Dancer was fine. Not really that great. I've seen better Danny. Like, every other Danny Saucedo entry at Melodifestivalen is better than that. It just felt way too try-hard. And that isn't something like... His staging can be try-hard. Amazing felt like it was trying a lot. But it wasn't bad. Whereas Dandy Dancer, I just didn't enjoy it. The hosting wasn't great in the first week, which was why when Oscar Zia and Anis Don Demina showed up, and it was just fun, and it looked like they were having fun, the acts were having fun. It just was just so natural. They definitely, if they're not going to come back and try to sing in 2022, I should just say it that way, they should definitely try and get them to just host the entire thing. I would be very much in favour of that, to be honest. Other comments. Does anyone else think this Melodifestivalen is poor compared to recent years? I really liked a lot of the entries this week. The Silence, is that the song that finished, well, presumably finished fourth? The other Andra Chanson song this week was a bit meh. I don't really understand why that made it through over some of the others. I liked all the others actually more than that. So yeah, I like Arvin Garner's song as well, but otherwise, yeah, it's not been an amazing year so far, but I'm expecting good things. We have Charlotte Pirelli back this weekend. I am so looking forward to that. So long as it's like a Hero or a Take Me to Your Heaven or The Girl and not Mitt Liv, her Swedish country boring song from a couple of years back, I will be very happy about that. Jessica Anderson, love her. Horizon was not a Jessica Anderson song I wanted to hear particularly. But I suppose every artist is allowed to expand their variety. Let's not hate on anybody. It just was not for me that week. And I wanted Party Voice. And hopefully I'm going to get something Party Voice-esque from La Pirelli this weekend. And obviously we've got Eric Saade and the Mamas still to come. And Paul Ray, I guess, if we want to add him to the mix. Was Paul Ray last week? I've completely forgotten. Have we already seen him? That last week's Melodifestivalen, like the first week, was just so forgettable. I don't even remember who the other person that made it to Andra Chanson was. And now I'm thinking it might have been Paul Ray. That's awkward. Yeah, we'll see. I'm hopeful, though, for the rest. I can't remember who's hosting it next week, but we will see. Obviously, other things that are coming up. We have Melodi Grand Prix in Norway. I will probably talk about that on Thursday. I'm doing a stream on Thursday as well. Speaking of which, I forgot to show this earlier, but let's see whether or not I can get this to work. Somebody has confirmed that Paul Ray was last week, which is good. So yeah, I completely forgot his entry then. Much like I completely forget his 2020 entry. Talking in my sleep was not great. Right, let's see whether this works, because hopefully you can both hear me and see what is on screen. And I realised there's black bars. I did this very last minute. But this is my stream schedule for the week. I think, oh no, is it here? If I just do this, one of these is pointing to the right thing, hopefully. So yeah, these are the times I will be streaming this week. Obviously, you're watching the top one live, maybe, or on playback. Who knows? But yeah, these are the other things I'm going to be talking about. So I'll talk about France and Israel on Thursday, and I'll probably also touch on a little bit of Melodi Grand Prix. That'll also be on Saturday. I did a Q&A over on my Instagram, which you can find linked in the description of this video. And I will answer some of those questions as well on Thursday, and just generally have a bit of a chat. Maybe I'll have a drink beforehand, and we'll see how messy that gets. And then, yeah, Saturday, I was thinking about things that I could do on these streams. So I thought about doing a tier list ranking, which I've seen that for some other things. But effectively, you rank things, but it's not a score. You just put them in the S class or the A tier or the B tier or whatever it might be, which I guess is like a score, but it's a letter. But yeah, I thought that might be fun. So I'm going to have a think about what I might do on that. I was thinking maybe Eurovisions from 2003 onwards. So that might be fun. Yeah. And otherwise, thank you very much to everybody who has been watching live. I think we've covered off a fair bit. So yes, if you have enjoyed this live stream, if you've watched the video back, please do leave a like if you liked it. Apologies for any tech difficulties with video or anything like that. Hopefully I can get that sorted. And yeah, leave a comment, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts about Croatia and the Czech Republic down in the comments as well. Would love to hear them. And if you do have any other questions or want to know anything about my Eurovision experience or favourites or anything like that, and I will try and answer those on Thursday as well. So do leave those in the comment section, and I will upload the little clips as well coming up soon. And yes, just thank you very much to everybody who's been watching. I am Chris. I don't have an exit, really, do I yet? I just say bye. We'll work on that. Workshop ideas for how I say goodbye at the end of my videos. Because I can't really say it in other languages. I can say ciao in adios. And how do you say goodbye in French? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you very much for everybody watching. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.